The All Progressive Congress, APC, is a Nigerian political party that was formed on February the 6th this year in anticipation for the 2015 elections. After a failed attempt to form an opposition alliance during the 2011 general elections, the opposition parties, the Action Congress of Nigeria, All Nigeria People's Party, and the Congress for Progressive Change, and factions of the All Progressive Grand Alliance and the Democratic People's Party all came together to put another coalition that will give the People's Democratic Party a good challenge at the polls. On June the 7th this year, the merger committee of the All Progressive Congress, that's the APC, formally applied to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, for the registration of the new party. The spokesman for the Joint Merger Committee, Tom Ikimi, confirmed that those who signed the documents that accompanied the application were the three chairmen and secretaries of the ACN, the CPC, and the All Nigeria People's Party, the ANPP.
For now, only three parties have done conventions: ACN, ANPP, and CPC, and these are the ones authorized to have those documents signed.
It hasn't been a smooth journey towards the registration of the APC. Not long into their negotiations, intrigues and political interests began to creep in. Indications of a clash of interest among members of the opposition coalition emerged when the parties, after settling for a name, logo, a flag, manifesto, and constitution, battled to resolve a disagreement over the modality for establishing an interim leadership for the new party. In March 2013, it was reported that two other associations, namely African People's Congress and All Patriotic Citizens, both applied for INEC's registration, adopting APC as an acronym as well. Members of the APC interpreted the finding as a political distraction and a cheap game plan by the PDP to stop the successful coalition of the opposition parties ahead of the 2015 general elections in the country. So here lies the question: who are the possible aspirants for the APC? Aside from the often canvassed Muhammadu Buhari candidacy, a new proposal has been put forward for the consideration of a Northern Christian candidate to checkmate President Goodluck Jonathan's chances in that area.
We have 4,000. Okay, well, so there you have that, the registration of APC. As you may have also seen, if you did catch some part of a review of the front pages today. But we're joined now by Kassim Afegbua, who is the Special Advisor Media and Public Affairs to Edo State Government. Morning, thank you for coming out today.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much. Some papers list some names saying, and then they hail INEC. Are you also going to hail INEC today?
Why do you hail INEC for doing his job?
You know, so there you go.
Well, you should expect that, given the background of all the cries, all the hula baloo that attended the filing of the papers for registration of the APC. So it's understandable why people are hailing INEC, but they are doing their job. If you have fulfilled all the requirements as provided for in the Constitution and the Enabling Act for registration or merger of political parties, INEC has no option than to just fall in line and register the APC.
Well, the thing is, yes, expectation in some quarters, perhaps across board, but also looking at some of the comments going through, I think if I remember that of Ebenezer Babatokwe, former BOT member of PDP, saying, well, he doesn't consider that as a threat because he says it's a conglomerate of strange bedfellows.
Well, parties in Nigeria, are made up of strange bedfellows. What unites them is a common ideology of what they intend to achieve. The PDP from formation was an amalgamation of all manners of persons, all shades of opinion, coming together with the sole purpose of easing out the military from government. And so, it would be wrong for anybody in the PDP to see another party has been made up of strange bedfellows. You understand? Nigerians in the last 14 years have been, or 15 years now, 14 years, have been under the PDP rulership at the federal and majority in the states. So they have seen, the limits, the sharps, the bends, and what have you of the PDP. And so, to a large extent, they are yearning for an alternative. And given the registration of the APC to give vent to that particular alternative, that will put PDP on its toes. If it is not performing, it will now wake up. If it was performing, then the agitations and the yearnings of most Nigerians would not be there in the first place. So I think it is good. I saw in one of the papers that, well, two-party system is evolving. Thanks to General Aide, who initiated it in the first place.
But do you see that really happen? Two parties?
Yeah, it's two strong parties, the PDP and the APC. It's very obvious.
What did General Aide initiate?
No, two-party system, NRC, SDP.
Okay.
Whether you either belong here or you belong here, and it will checkmate the SSCs of any ruling party at any given point.
But if you remember, at that point in time, we had, different manifestos. But now people are saying that ideologies of manifestos are all similar to the extent that, the only thing you get to hear from the APC is truly just to unseat the ruling PDP.
No, but also the manifestos differ. They are not similar. They differ. And even if they are similar, it depends on the will to actualize what you have in your manifesto. A lot of these parties, particularly the PDP, which I belonged before, from formation, did not follow their manifesto to the letters. General Obasanjo, when he came on stream, had to discard the manifesto and set up a body known as the Presidential Policy Advisory Council, headed by T.Y. Danjuma. Yes, I remember. So they came out with another document after the election. So that jettisoned the manifesto. If you look at the APC state, with all modesty, former ACN states, now APC states, you discover that the level of performance of their governors comparatively is better than that of the PDP. And I say this with all the available files, verifiable files that you can see on ground. Go and visit all the APC or ACN states. You see that the performance of the records of achievement.
Is it as a result of the manifestos or as a result of the driver of that particular state? Because I say this because we've actually gone around, we've seen things for ourselves in so many other states, and a state that can actually stand out is Akwa Ibom State.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's a PDP state.
Continuity is working in Akwa Ibom. Continuity is working in Akwa Ibom because it was a government of the PDP headed by Atta that laid the foundation. Akwabi worked as a commissioner under him, and so he understood the process and is translating the architecture of that state to something good for everybody to share with. What I'm telling you, Akwabi is just like an oasis in the desert for the PDP states. But in ACN states, visit every ACN state, you will see that the record of achievements and performance, perhaps maybe because of the persons that emerge as governors of those states. So they believe in ensuring that they put in place achievements that will see them different and better than...
Chamberlain, sorry to cut here. Chamberlain started off by saying, strange bedfellows, and that could also mean some kind of trouble for the APC, especially as they go into the elections in 2015. They have so many heavyweights, and the way young Nigerians have been speaking, they say they need young, vibrant minds to actually lead the nation this time around. But if you look at all of those people in your party now, the APC...
I'm not joined the APC, I'm going to formally join.
No. Since your certificate has been withdrawn yesterday, so you are now in APC. If you were in ACN before, technically speaking, with the withdrawal of that certificate yesterday, you're not in APC.
I didn't tell you that I was a member of ACN.
All right, good.
But I work for an ACN government.
Good.
Now that APC has been registered, I will formally be registered in APC because they fall in line with my aspiration. I like to play opposition, most essentially, because the ruling party will not give you room to ventilate your opinion. Ruling parties don't give you room to speak out. They will tell you one leader is somewhere.
But it happens in all parties.
No, not in ACN that is not APC. Not in
but there are ruling parties in those regions.
Now, what I'm saying, in ACN, I'm free to say my mind.
You're the ruling party in your state.
That's what I'm saying. I'm free to say my mind. I'm free to criticize, you know, the man I even work for. I can speak up my mind. I can ventilate my opinion. I can tell you this is the way I feel. In other ruling parties, they will want to take permission here and there. Look at Tuko disowning his aides over comments on the 5 governors. That means there's no synergy. You know, at one time, Sametu said Oshiomhole begged to join PDP. Another PDP person, Bumudia, said, no, we begged him to join us. So you see, there has to be synergy, and you see, there has to also be, you know, congruence of opinion in terms of when issues come to the front burner. You should be allowed to speak out your mind. So the APC, as you mentioned, might be peopled by heavyweights, money bags, anything.
Who are way beyond the age bracket Nigerians are actually asking for. So that is the question.
Age bracket. No, I don't know. I don't know what you mean, because you see, there has to be.
I'll break it down. Let me break it down, because you asked the question. Yeah, you know, sometimes Nigerians will expect to see young people. Time was when we had a 30-year-old, someone in his 30s, ruling this nation. But as we speak, even those in their 40s can't even get close to a leadership position in the country. And they say time for them to actually go back to what leadership is about, not pegged on age or the oldest coming to rule over the nation, is now.
Are you concluding already that you know the candidates of the APC?
No, because I told you about those the faces of the APC.